What's Mama doing? It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Happy Friday, everybody. I just got home from work. I'm gonna clean up, take the wife out to dinner, and then I gotta work tomorrow. So I got cleaned up, go out to dinner. I don't think I've even started the truck, the big truck, in like a month, but all right, let's get going. All right, all cleaned up. Got my flippy floppies on. Let's go do a cold start to the truck. I haven't fired this up in about a month. Oh, it's already dark and it's only 5:20. Oh, get that heat going. Need an exhaust on this thing. Gotta stop through Arby's drive-thru because someone wants a sweet treat. Even though she only ate half of her Mexican food.
Sweet treats are good.
Yeah. Grabbing some turnovers. All right, the ignition coils are on, spark plug wires are in, but we have an issue. Half of the spark plug wires are laying up against the header, which is what I was fearful of because that will just melt the wire right there. So we're gonna have to put on, for now, these ugly spark plug wire covers for now, just to cover them up and make sure they don't burn. We'll probably have to replace these and get some red ones or some black ones or something to make it look better. But we're gonna slide these on, take the wires back off, slide these on, put them back on, because that's not gonna work. That'll work for maybe 3 miles and it'll melt the wire right in half. So let's get those covers on. All right, update on the truck. Got a couple more things done. Ignition coils are set. Spark plug wire covers I had to put on all 4 on this side, on the driver's side, because they're all sitting on the headers, which I was hoping it wouldn't end up like that. I was hoping they would have arranged the headers in a specific way to where the wires wouldn't set on them and roast away. But so we got the little heat shields on all of them. We'll probably get new ones because these are all wore out and scuffed up. But this side, there's a lot more space in between the header clearance and the coils. So the spark plug wires don't exactly sit on the headers, but they're still kind of close. So when I get the new set of 8 heat shields, I'll cover all of them up again. But this will be good enough for now, because when we get it started up here in the next few weeks, I'm hoping it'll run just enough to where we can check for leaks and everything. So coils, spark plug wires, all done. The next deal I was working on is the electronic vacuum booster delete that used to sit on these 2 studs here. I bought a little deal from O'Reilly's with some grommets on it with a 90-degree diaphragm that'll go into the brake booster. It's not exactly a tight fit, but it might work. It's another thing we'll work out once I get it fired up for the first time and check over everything. But I love those new coil brackets. They look really sweet. I don't exactly know what the difference is between the old ones. They're a little thinner maybe, but not quite as bulky. They look really good. So everything's coming together pretty nice. The only thing I'm really nervous about, tapping into the oil pan for the oil feed to the turbos. So that'll be an experience, because in my last 2 turbo builds, I had the timing cover off and I just drilled 2 holes and tapped into the timing cover, which is a lot different than an oil pan. You can just buy a timing cover online with the bungs already welded into them. I don't think there's enough room to put an oil drain into the timing cover on this truck. I think we'll have to just do it the way they want you to do it and just go in the front of the pan. So I will have to drill right into there. 2 holes right there. It's actually gonna be pretty easy because this plate here is aftermarket, probably because they had to put all a bunch of new stuff on here. They had to put all a bunch of fabricated parts on here to lower the truck as low as it is with the 4-wheel drive. So that'll be interesting. I mean, at least it'll be easy to get to. Drill 2 holes, tap them. Oil feed will go into there, or the oil drain will go into there. So that might not be as hard as I thought it'd be. There's actually a lot of room there. That'll be nice. So, God, it's dirty under here. What are you doing? Oh, I do need to relocate the battery. My initial plan was to relocate it to the bed. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna do that still. I might put it right over here in this second location. I think this would be a good spot for it. If it fits in here good, take out the crash bar here and put it right here. I think that'd be really nice. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday. Kind of chilly out here, but it's a nice day outside. I'm gonna keep from opening the garage door right now so the dogs can stay out here with me. Otherwise they end up wandering off. I think I'm gonna start off relocating the battery over here, and then start the power for the battery from the ground over here. The ground wire and the wire to the alternator are all in this small bunch here, so I gotta reroute it. Hide it away as best as I can and make it look really good. Alright, so instead of making a bracket to hold the battery in, I'm actually going to use the factory battery tray. It doesn't exactly bolt up anywhere over here, but I bent the AC line out of the way just enough, and I can drill new holes for this tray, and the battery will be able to sit here perfectly fine. But before I start doing that, I'm going to make sure the battery will fit between here and it won't hit this red piece up here. So I'm going to fit that, measure it out, and then of course we can't leave this tray like this. We gotta get all that rust off there and paint it really nice. So let's get going. the battery tray is done. That looks really good. It's a little tight right here. There's a decent gap right there, but it sits. It's not going anywhere. The tray is pretty strong. It's bolted in. So I still need to wire up the battery lines here to the original wires here. I still need to find a good spot to mount the vacuum block. Not exactly sure. I think I'm gonna do all the lines first and then see where it would work best to put on the firewall. I may bolt on the air filters just to see how it looks. I kind of want to know if I'm gonna have room over here. I'm gonna mount the electric fan harness here with the relays, and then the computer will stay here. So I need to make sure I got room here for the filter. Over here should have plenty of space. Oh yeah, that's plenty of room there. Oh, also I gotta wire in this harness for the intake air temp sensor that I got under here. So that's where we're at. That looks really good though. I like that. Gives us space for the filters and easy access for the computer and all the electrical stuff that I'm gonna have mounted over here. So. All right, check this out. So the relays for the electric fan conversion, I wanted to mount them originally along the fuse box here. Either side would have worked just fine, but the harness is not long enough. That's barely stretching it down there. I don't know if you can see that harness right there in the middle. I mean, it's not stretching it to where it's stressing out, but it's just on that edge where it wouldn't fit all the way to this bolt here. So I have this bracket sitting in my miscellaneous box over there in the shelf. And I was able to lengthen it to where it stuck out a little bit. So it's not too close up against the radiator, and it's also not stretched enough to stress the harness. In the perfect spot, I may take this bracket off and paint it, and it's not too tucked away and hidden to where I won't be able to get to it easily. So I like that. The bracket's good. I gotta pin these two wires here for the fan into the computer here, so that's easy to reach. And then I almost caught myself. I almost started wiring up the battery lines before I plugged these into the eyelets, so that was a close one. Get all these pinned and tucked away real nice. It's not gonna run because these trucks didn't come with electric fans to start with. I gotta have someone with HP tuners or a professional tuner to hook into my computer and make sure the electric fans will turn on at a certain temperature that the engine gets to. So these trucks only came with mechanical fans that just went right there on these threads on the water pump, and they just constantly spun off of a clutch. We don't have room for that. We got turbos in here now, so we can't have that big bulky plastic fan. We had to get rid of that and get the electric one. So that'll be nice. Good access here. Real quick, I'm gonna bolt on the air filters on both sides and we'll see how that looks. What do you think? Well, here she is. Filter's bolted up. I may loosen this hose here on the radiator and put it so it's right behind the filter because, well, I guess that works. It's a little tight, but that way it's not sitting right on here where it's taking in all the air. Filters just make it look like it's bolted up and ready to go already. That's how she looks. This side obviously looks a little weird with the wires all sitting under here. I gotta take this back off. That one can actually stay. I think that's good to go. But this one, I just got it pushed on there for now because obviously I got to rewire everything here, but that looks pretty good. It almost makes it so the computer here, even though this is a perfect spot for it, it just doesn't look very good. I almost wish I could put a heat shield under here, one of them chrome shields, but I don't know. That looks fine. Looking good. Well, I'm gonna take this filter back off, start rewiring all this for the fan, and then probably start plumbing. It's looking good so far, but let's start getting this wiring done and the plumbing. All right, guys, a little surprise. I got the Corvette out. We got to pull something else in here, not a vehicle, but we got to fill up this little gap here with some parts that I got today. So back of the truck is absolutely full, but I'll show you next video. We got some other goodies coming for this also. So stay tuned. See you guys next video.